Thad, your team's now been able to win in the span of 4 days, 2 straight games on the road in tough venues. Just what does it say about the character of your team being able to bounce back like they have?
Yeah, well, I think, just strictly from the standpoint of 6 days ago we had just a crazy loss, a devastating loss to a really, really good Penn State team. For those guys to regroup, gain their composure, knowing what was ahead of us. A lot of people didn't give us much of a chance in either game. And, I thought in both games we've played some great team defense and some great team offense, and that's got to be who we are.
Was that the difference with that game in Columbus and here?
Yeah. It's funny, as we sat down and looked at tape of that game leading into this game, I had to tell our guys we didn't superimpose you in those uniforms. That was us. And just the carelessness that we played with, the 17 turnovers. Iowa is not a good basketball team. They're a great basketball team, and they get you in a lot of different ways. And I thought our half-court defense was as good as it could be, but they got us in some stretches in the transition where we didn't get matched up. And once we got that corrected, we wanted to turn it into as much as we could a half-court basketball game, which we didn't do in game one.
Aaron looked to be very aggressive on the offensive end, especially in the first half. Was that kind of a plan, or you just took what was there?
A little bit of both. I thought that he made some tremendous reads in the first half in terms of when to attack, when not to attack, when to space. He was really, really good. I don't even know I think we set him out for a little bit, but we gave him a minute break, I think. And but 6 steals on the defensive end. I mean, he's a winner.
And after those 2 plays that we've talked to you so much about, the 2 plays, Lenzel, the last 2 games, the Karam dunk against Penn State and the slipped-up dunk against Wisconsin, for him to, he made 2 big threes in the first 4 minutes of the second half to kind of get you the momentum after they went up at halftime. How tough has it been for him to stay confident with the way it's been going for him, and if you had to say anything to him to keep him believing?
I told both he and Shannon at halftime to urinate a drop, and they had to give us something. And to their credit, both guys did a tremendous job of stepping up and making plays. And I told Lindsay, I said, hey, I need you. We need you. We need you to make some shots. You can't be 0 for 4 and 0 for 2. And I got very upset with him when he got that shot blocked in the first half off the slip. I know it wasn't like Shaq was down there. He needed to score that one. And I give Lindsay and I give Shannon a lot of credit too. The way he played in the second half, both guys were really, really stepped up, and we needed that. I mean, Linzel's start to the second half was probably the difference in the game in terms of getting the momentum back on our side.
Kyle only made 3 of 20 shots from 3. How much of that is a credit to your defense?
Well, it's funny. We had told our guys, I think they were only averaging like 4.5 in Big Ten play. And they don't normally take 20. They had to take some late. But, their deal is they're so good in the paint and, just scoring the ball around the basket. They hit you so quick, and they got just so many guys that can score down there. But, hopefully our defense had a little something to do with it.
How big of a momentum shift do you believe that flagrant 1 was? Because I think at that point in time you were only up 3, then you got the 2 free throws, another bucket, we were able to extend it to 7.
Obviously it was a big play, and I think from the standpoint of Amir stepping up there and knocking 2 down says a lot about him and just how far he's come.
Coach, what's going on in this league with?
I don't know. I wish I could answer it. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, you just did really.
Yeah, it's hard. It's challenging. It's hard, and it used to be the days where you felt pretty good when you were at home, and that hasn't even been the case this year. I think this, you've got, and I've always said this about the Big Ten, and it really, really rings true this year. You've got great players, you've got great coaches, and you've got, you know, tremendous environments, great fans, and the parity across the board is just, it's, you know, it's hard to describe. I mean, somebody said to me the other night, you know, you're giving me a heart attack. And I said, you ought to be sitting in my seat for 40 minutes. And it's just, you know, it's challenging. But in the end, it'll all shake out as it always does. And you know, it's got to be great for fans to watch.
Does Aaron get that treatment on the road everywhere?
I don't know what they did.
Just the booing when he touches the ball?
Oh, yeah, probably. I mean, that ignites them. You know, if they ever spent 30 seconds with the kid, they'd feel bad that they did it because he's the greatest human being I've ever met.
And a couple weeks ago, we were asking you about being number 11 in the Big Ten in free throw percentage. And the last two games, is it just a matter of when you get to the, is that why you recruit winners? Because guys make free throws at the end of the game when they have to?
Yeah, I mean, tonight that was. I mean, we were making them when we needed them, and as I told you a couple weeks ago, Bob, I mean, we practice them. We every conceivable way that you can do it, we attempt to do that, and you know, it was. Trust me, refreshing to see the ball going in down the stretch there, because we kept getting it to a 3-possession game. That's why I kept telling you, just get one and get it to a 3-possession game.
Coach, did you sense that this was a little bit more of a sloppier game than most of your guys' games, or was that just a product of two physical big basketball teams?
Yeah, I think just a product of two really good teams, two really competitive teams, just battling, and you know, that's kind of how a lot of our games have been this year, to be truthful.
Was it an emphasis of yours prepping for this game to keep Marble out of the paint, and so he couldn't score? I mean, Aaron had him again.
Yeah.
So he couldn't score over him like he did in Columbus.
Yeah, I mean, he's a terrific player. I mean, the more and more I see him, it's amazing how good he is, and he gets you so many different ways in terms of how he can score, and you know, I thought Aaron did a really good job, and we gave good support where we needed it, and they got us a couple times on it. I mean, those were some of the problems with our lack thereof defensive rebounding, because we were focused on them.
You kept Aaron quite under control too.
Yeah, which is hard to do. You know, what a terrific player he is, and you know, I thought guys were pretty zoned in. You know, some of the plays he made in game one against us were like, wow. I mean, like Jabbar skyhook and a couple, and you know, we knew he was going to score. We knew he was going to do his deal, but just make it as challenging as we could.
One more?
That there was a series of plays, not consecutively, but in the second half, throughout the second half, that just seemed to go your way. I thought to myself several times that those plays would not have gone your way in the first 9 games. Were you, as you watched the game out there in the second half, did you have that same feeling?
No, I don't ever think that. I saw a couple plays. I'm just like, oh, geez, here we go again. But no, you know, it's funny because Aaron had a huge, like, steal along the baseline, or I don't know if it was a rebound or a steal, but the ball was bouncing. He came because we had just lost one. You know, there was a one where they picked it up. It was battle, or deflected. They pick it up, and the guy shoots a layup. And it's like, oh, geez. And but that was the thing. You know, we knew we had to come up with those types of plays, those balls, when you're playing against a team that pressures the way Iowa does, that pushes. You know, when that ball's on the floor, you gotta somehow, some way come up with it. And I thought guys did a pretty good job of that.
Did you drop the inbound dunk to Williams under the basket? Did you? Is that what you called him?
Yeah.
What'd you see there that made you feel like that was going to win?
You know, we only had 2 seconds, and it was. I said, hey, just get it up there and see what can happen. And you know, they, for a 30-second timeout, they executed it to perfection for us.